Hello, fellow traders. 'Tis I, the Rumpled One. It's Sunday, December the 10th, the year 2017. Weekly open in the gap. Let's get right to it. Okay, for this week, I'm going to be looking at dollar Canadian. The reason, we see we have a gap down here. So, had you played that gap, you'd be up pretty nice. You can see here on the daily, and we can we can switch the time frames here. You can see it's been moving up. Right now we're 16 pips above the open. I know it's not that much to write home about, but the fact of the matter is that playing these weekly gap fades, you can start the week off with a few pips in your pocket. That is, if you're here in the US of A and you want to trade on a Sunday, but that's up to you. Some people take the day off. I like to get in. I like to take some free pips. I consider it free pips. You just pick them up. They're there for the taking. And you can see, but once again, most of the gaps have filled. That's why you have to be there when the market opens. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 yet to fill. And as you can see here, we were in the wick zone. We opened in the wick zone. Price left the wick zone. So your wick zone trade paid off. And you can see here the buy zone. We never hit the short. We hit the buy zone. Your buy zone trade would be paying off. And the rat zone, well, it's too close. The rat zones are overlapping, so there's really no rat trades at the moment. And looking at the pivot points, let's see. Why is that on the Euro NZD? Let's switch that over to dollar Canadian. So you can see here we open below the pivot. We hit the pivot, so that pivot's been taken out. So once again, a pivot trade would have put you this direction, and there you have it. Once again, we're looking at the pivots here. You can see there's only been a few missed pivots this year. I think this goes back about 90 bars. Now it has to go back more than that because this is May. I forget how I have it set up. But the point is, you can see there's not too many missed pivots. We had one back here, and that was on December the 7th. This pivot was missed on this date, but you can see right here it got taken out. Ditto for these pivots. It got taken out on that big drop. Once again, just looking at the horizontal lines, you can see here going long at this horizontal line would have been positive. Going short here, if you weren't quick, picking up the price action. But knowing this open gap, I really wouldn't want to go against that. You want to fill that gap before you take the short. At least that's the way I analyze and set up the trade. The wick zones, why am I on M5 on the wick zones? Must have been showing something last week. Let's put it back to the hour. Once again, price doesn't like to stay in the wick zone. And simple horizontal line price action trading. Here we go. Just trading with the green candle at the horizontal line. Nothing earth-shattering about that, right? So as you can see, just pretty simple, straightforward stuff. There was a question or a comment last week about another trader and making all of his money off of robots and indicators or something. And I don't know why people worry about what other people do so much. As a trader, your focus should be on your account, your method, your system, your indicators, your robots. And you really shouldn't care about how somebody else makes their money. If you want to, sign up for their robot, be my guest. If you don't, well, that's your choice. I mean, really. There's just so much time spent and wasted on all this infighting or, squabbling. I mean, sure, if we're going to have a debate about trading, let's keep it about trading, but not, making it all personal. That doesn't serve any purpose, or it doesn't make any points. I mean, it's just weak. If you can't, if you have to attack the person as opposed to the issue, then you don't have an argument. I mean, you lose the debate. It's just that simple. Let's see, there was somebody else. They still want to talk about price moving sideways. If you want to have that discussion, you're not going to convince me because, I can give you plenty of analogies and examples. The guy says price moves through time. Well, time is conceptual, number one. And price doesn't move through time. It just doesn't. Price moves. How does price move? It's real simple. It either increases or it decreases. That's it. That's the only movement there is. So I just don't know why people want to continue that silliness, but that's just part of that traditional trading education. And people have been spreading that malarkey for who knows how long. Let's see, what else? Oh, there was somebody doing something with moving averages. The squigglies. And I'm thinking maybe this week I might, have to harm a squiggly line indicator or two. Just because since I've been talking about them for so long and I haven't put any up. But I just don't understand why people do some of the things they do. Well, actually, I do understand why. It's because they have a different association package. Doesn't have to make sense to me. Only has to make sense to them. But, enough about that. But as far as trading goes, once again, simple price action trading. We got a red candle, got a green candle here. Made a higher low, broke the high of that red candle. That's just price action. I mean, it's just that simple. We got a gap. Price doesn't, nature doesn't like to have those gaps. It abhors a vacuum. And it's true in trading. I mean, these gaps usually close. That's a small edge, but it's a tradable edge, and it's something that you can take advantage of. I mean, the proof's in the pudding there. I mean, you can't argue with that. You really can't. Let me see. Was there something else? I can't remember if there was something about... I think somebody might have asked about how something worked, but I don't remember exactly what that was at the moment. Oh, I know one thing. Traders, if you want me to... work on code, number one, you have to send me the MQ4 file because I'm not going to decompile somebody else's copyrighted code, the EX4 file. I'm not going to do it. Also, if you have one of my indicators and it's not working, you have to just, if you tell me it's not working, well, that doesn't help. You need to send me a screenshot of the chart. Preferably, when you do that, also go in and show me the indicator settings you're using, because that might be something. And don't just take a snippet. I need to see the whole chart, because, for example, if you don't have this on the chart, I am not sure if you've got a suffix or a prefix or something, and maybe that could be the problem. So I need to see the whole entire chart. You know, right click, do your save as picture, and that's how you do it. Then send me that chart, and once again, describe when you say it's not working. Tell me what you think it's supposed to do, and tell me what it's doing, and then, because maybe there's a miscommunication, misunderstanding. So other than that, you guys know where I post my code. You can go get it. I think I uploaded, I think I told you before, I uploaded the buy zone that I have, because on mine it also has that weekly open. I added that in there. I'm thinking maybe I should put the monthly open too, but I haven't done that yet. But when I do, I will let you know. Other than that, I'm trying to think. Oh, one thing about the pivot, since look at the pivot sometime. You want to look at your weekly. You see here, there's your weekly pivot, okay? And here's your monthly pivot. And so you can see the monthly pivot's been hit. Now here's your weekly R1, here's your weekly S1. Now this monthly pivot was probably hit earlier. Let's see, yeah, the monthly pivot was hit. Then you see they took it down to S1. So now probably they want to take it up to R1 right here. So yeah, for you pivot traders, that's what you want to look for. First you want to make sure that the monthly pivot's been hit. Then you look to see, did they hit the S1? Did they hit the R1? Because that's usually where price is going to do most of its ranging for that time period. So look to hit one or the other. I think, let me see, I think I have this set. We can flip over to, nope, that we've got the travel, but here on the missed pivots plot, my period, we can switch it over to current, and then you can see we do have some weekly missed pivots here this year. Way back to 2015, 2014. And then we also said we wanted to look at the, why am I doing it that way? Old habits die hard. Now we've got the monthly pivots. I think I should probably miss pivots plot, miss pivots. I think that should work on, do current. And I got the monthly missed pivots. Yes. Maybe I should just go ahead and save that template. I'll do that later. Anyway, so you can see here, open greater than pivot, low less than pivot, 84% of the time. And if that happens, then we close it. So that's not bad odds here. If it opens below the pivot and the high hits it, you can see we're taking out those pivots on the month. So fellow traders, that should set you up pretty well for the week. See you tomorrow, and as always, it's not what you trade, it's how you trade it. TheRumpledOne signing off to drain the banks.